Hello fellow wizards, welcome back to another how-to video. Today I have Josh with me. Say hello, Josh.
Hello.
He is the manager at one of the venues where I perform magic, and I've prepared a few questions for him, so when you go and try to get a residency, you can hopefully use his input to get that residency. Okay, so we're gonna jump into it. Before we do that, please like the video, otherwise it will make Josh sad and then he's not gonna give us good content. So press that like button. Thank you for doing it, because I already know you did it, because I can see the future. Anyway, Josh, I have these questions, and it's weird because we sort of started this recently. So it's not like we've talked about this a lot, and you probably don't know a lot of these things. So it's cool. I just want to see your view and your input. That's all it is, just so other magicians see it. Because a lot of magicians are scared to go into venues or get a residency, and I really think more should do it. You know, good ones anyway. Yeah. Controversial. I do have a question related to that as well. But let's say, first question, why should a venue have a magician? That's the first thing, right? Because let's say that they go in and they show them a trick and they're like, hire me, and that person's never thought of the idea and they're like, why? Right? I want to see your input first, because obviously I have my theories. But
it's just a great way for to engage with customers, especially from my point of view for a venue of this size. It's just perfect, because obviously we're a slightly more personal venue.
Yeah, and it's only what, 6-7 tables here. It's quite tiny, and it's really fun.
Our capacity is 30.
Yeah,
and that's quite easy for a magician to go around from table to table and just sort of speaking to each individual table, and it's without feeling like you're intruding on the conversation, because you're working your way around the room.
Yeah, and especially the advantage of a small place, you perform at one table, they'll react. It's easy to go to everywhere.
And then a table sort of looking over your shoulder or something like that.
Yeah. Cool. So hopefully that's something there. What can a magician do? This is kind of a loaded question, but I think I want to address this because obviously with some residencies you can have, especially with something small like this, Josh sometimes goes to the tables and asks them like, oh, we have a magician in. Is it cool if he comes over? But as you know already, and I know this because I do this for a living, the majority of people, when they hear the word magician, they think, ugh. You know, they think sort of either kids performer or not very good or whatever. Yeah. Right? How can a good magician prove to you, an owner, that he's not that type? I think that's the question that I was trying to sort of answer. Or better, what's the wrong things that they can do for you to go, ugh, that's ugh.
Probably, I know every magician likes to have their own sort of their trademark, and obviously there are the staple tricks and stuff like that, but it's just originality, really.
Yeah.
I find anyway, because so it's a sort of like, especially if what's the type of magic? It's called like mentalism.
Yeah.
So it's especially for these type of venues, that's the sort of magic that appeals.
Because it feels like sort of grown-up magic.
Yes, that's it, spot on, grown-up magic.
Because to be fair, even when we met, right, Adrian was like, oh, he's a magician, and you're like, yeah, whatever. And then I showed you a thing, and you were like, oh,
he's a magician.
He's a magician. Yeah, so, yeah, I guess don't have a tuxedo and a top hat and go to a restaurant, and, you know.
No live animals.
No live animals, yeah, obviously. Okay, I feel we tackled that question pretty well. Now, obviously, the other thing is, I've done a video on residencies, and I go to residencies for no money or up to £200-300, depending on the venue, how big it is, how often they need me, right? I've made an average of, say, £100 for 2 hours. For you, of a 30 people capacity, would you think that's too much to pay, say, once a month, or even twice a month to have a magician in?
Absolutely not.
Why would you say that?
Because, so for example, the 1 or 2 nights that you've already performed here, I've already had people that have come back and have asked, oh, when is so-and-so coming in? Oh, how come they're not here tonight? So it just generates generates a buzz, and there's like people talking about it online.
Yeah.
It just
helps. Oh, it's a new cocktail place. They also have this magician.
Yeah, because it's something that's not, oh, as far as I'm aware, and in the 9 years that I've been in this industry, it's something that I've not come across before,
Yeah.
and I'm really happy that it's something that I've had an opportunity to do.
So it's great that you say this, because obviously from magician to magician, it's always like, oh, but should I do that? But now, like, this is it, you know, this is actual real life information that you should just use, you know. Okay. Oh yeah, this is the one where I thought I might learn something, right? Because obviously we're all sort of salesmen, right? Like I sort of pitch to you to eventually you get me in here to do magic, right? And but my question is, why did you decide to work with me? And the reason I'm asking this is I probably am thinking, oh, because of those three things, but maybe there's a fourth or a fifth I didn't even think that I'm doing, you know? So I don't know, like give me like maybe one, two, if you have three, go for three, but one or two, I think, just things that you thought, oh yeah, it's cool, I want him to do magic, or I want to work with him, or, you know. It can be good magician, good person, like whatever you like, not necessarily the magic.
The main draw before the magic was mainly the personality. Because especially, like I keep going back to it, especially in a venue like this, personality is important because it's such a personal venue. Yeah. And we're going for a very sort of distinctive vibe in here. If someone isn't matched that personality, that could throw off the
it instantly reflects on you in the venue.
Yeah, of course. So I figured it was just important to make sure that you were when you had them. So.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm sort of aware that that's a thing that I do well, but I don't think I give it as much value as I think. So if I'm in a pitch scenario, I focus just on the performance instead of focusing on, you know, everything else. But I don't know, it's weird. I think it's just magician thinking or whatever. Okay, so we kind of did the why should you hire a magician, reasons you wouldn't hire a magician. We pretty much covered that. These are the main questions. Hopefully we'll have other things off of this video. But is there anything you would say to a magician that wants to find venues, cocktail bars, restaurant, nightclubs, and perform regular magic? I don't know. It's weird because you're not a magician, but like, I don't know, is there a tip or something?
Don't be afraid. Like every sort of venue owner or manager is always looking for that little something to bring people in, and whether it is magic or not. Just don't be afraid to put yourself out there and ask.
That's great advice. Main thing, as I say, just go out and do it. You know, just go out and do it.
The worst that can happen is they turn around and say no, just move on to someone else.
Exactly.
They may off the back of it say, myself, you're not the right fit for here, but I do know someone that's looking for something new, so maybe. Yeah. And it's just
Like, I know some of you that are watching these consistently, you might think that I fed Josh any of this information, because some of it is stuff that I genuinely believe in, like stuff that you said, and I'm like, when you say it, in my head, I'm like, cool, I'm on the right path, you know? But genuinely, this is just Josh answering random questions. He didn't know anything. So, if you enjoyed this video, leave a comment with any other questions you have. We'll do a follow-up video with Josh, or we'll go to other venues where I perform magic and deal with the managers there. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. I'm putting out a video for magicians, for fellow wizards every 2 weeks, and performance videos every 2 weeks. So there's a video every week for you to enjoy if you want. If you don't want it, it's also fine. I'm not your dad. I can't tell you what to do. So, you know, don't subscribe. No, please do subscribe. And like the video. So I think I'm going to stop here. Thanks a lot, Josh, for being in the video. Go out and get a residency and let me know how it went. Have a nice rest of the week. Yeah, cool. See you later. Bye.